To be on 50.
I don't know yet.
Oh, goodness.
Facebook Live. Oh. Hello. Oh.
Have you decided what we're going to do?
What?
What we're going to do for the 50th?
Yeah, we're doing it at, what's it called?
Heights Beer Garden.
Heights Beer Garden.
Nice.
Yeah. Heights Beer Garden. All right. Hey, people are already watching.
Hey, Mike.
All right, here we go. Ready?
I'm waiting. Let's go.
Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello! Live, Beer Sports Whatever, from the Beer Sports Whatever headquarters. My name is Mike, the Hebrew Hammer Brown. I am joined by the OG from Maryland?
Is right. Yup, Maryland.
Maryland, okay. Well, I knew it was Maryland, but like the OG, so my boy Paul is from the Mo City. Mo C. It rolls off the tongue. Maryland doesn't really roll off the tongue with it.
It's fine. We have great athletes.
I am joined by dear friend of the show, Mr. Davin Meggett. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? Y'all here? We're here. We're doing good today.
Yeah, we are all up in this. Okay, beer of the week. Before we get too far into the show, because we have a absolutely loaded show. For the fourth show in a row, I actually did a run sheet where I took time to actually write down what we were going to talk about. I'm very proud of myself. That's 4 in a row. That's incredible. That is, I never thought that we would make it to this, the pinnacle of a run sheet. Very exciting. You also have to sign this so I can frame it. Beer of the week, by your request, Coors Light.
Yeah, Coors Light, guys.
Can you describe what it, the mouthfeel of said beer?
Actually, this is the truth. I'm not really a beer fan. One of the coaches I coach with, he loves Coors Light. He will not drink anything else. We'll go anywhere, and he'll ask for Coors Light. They don't have it. He'll leave, grab his whole 16 pack, put it in his car, put it in his pocket, and he'll drink only Coors Light. He will not, and I repeat, he will not drink anything else.
There's a sports guy in the city, John Granato, longtime sports guy here in the city. He's the same way. He'll only drink Coors Light. It's not a bad beer. It's a good beer, nice, refreshing day. We had a little Taco Cabana tacos. Alex Brown, our soccer correspondent, is in the house. Alex, what's going on?
Hello.
Good to see you. Shalom. Aloha. Bienvenidos.
Yeah.
What is bienvenido? Doesn't it mean happy
Welcome.
birthday?
Welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Oh, welcome. Okay, bienvenidos a
How do you
la
speak Hebrew
apartamento.
without Spanish?
I took 3 years of Spanish. I cheated my last year, though.
How many years of Hebrew did you take?
Not all Jews.
It's
take
not
Hebrew.
good. my Hebrew at this point is not very good.
Baruch
It's
Adonai.
decent. It's decent. I can get by. Okay, so happy. This is a national holiday today. You know what today is?
My brother's birthday.
Well, no.
Oh,
Well, I mean, it probably is, but
My high school teammate's birthday.
okay, that still doesn't matter.
Oh.
What's his name?
His name is Garfield Lampkin. Shout out to Garfield.
Garfield. What?
Lampkin. G-Field. G5. I
G5.
wore 4. He wore 5.
Okay, G5. Happy.
And my brother, too. Jaden. Shout out to Jaden. Happy birthday.
Jaden, make sure, happy birthday, Jaden. Please download SoundCloud, become a follower of the show for your birthday. Happy birthday from the show to them. Today is also NBA free agency. Starts today.
But that's not like not a national holiday. It's
Yes,
more
it
of a-
is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
So every year on June 30th, that does not happen.
No, but I'm saying that every year that NBA free agency opens, it should be a national holiday.
Last like 15 minutes.
It's not going to last 15 minutes.
Yeah, well,
It
this
opens
year.
today. It opens today. My entire day is set around this taking place.
Within 30 minutes of the day, we'll be done. Within 30 minutes of our
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you worked for the league offices and you know exactly how long it's going to be working for.
I'm telling you, watch what happens.
That's okay.
At 5:30, we're all going to be done talking about free agency. Now we're going to have outscope. We're going to be talking about NBA 2K20 at that point.
Then I'm not talking about it with you after 30 minutes. You and I are allowed to talk free agency via text or phone for 30 minutes once it opens. But after that, I'm not talking about it with you.
That's fine.
It's not
It'll
happening.
be over.
Well, you can beg and plead. I will not return the phone call or the text
We
message.
can move on to football literally at 5:31. 5:31, we're talking football.
Okay, I'm done. Good luck with that one.
I'm putting it on the sheet too.
Okay, put it down on that sheet. Why don't you take that run? Yeah, 5:31. It's Central Time?
Central Time.
Okay. Yeah, put it down.
I'm signing it too.
He signed that bad boy right there. Okay, so let's talk about Houston Rockets first.
Mm-hmm.
America's team.
No,
the,
this
the Houston Rockets. No? Well,
It's all Houston.
okay, all right.
Almost no one else cares.
What do you mean? About the Rockets?
Yeah, think about it.
Negative. China, We're China's favorite team.
That's only because of Yao Ming.
I hated Yao Ming.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
How'd you feel about him?
I thought he was serviceable. I thought he was real good.
You ever eat at his restaurant?
Nope.
They got a good Kung Pao chicken.
I'm surprised.
Egg rolls aren't really like egg rolls,
Egg
though.
rolls at the Yao Ming restaurant.
Yeah, well, they didn't serve, pizza or anything like that. So, yeah, the Kung Pao chicken was decent. Jimmy Butler, small forward from Tomball, Texas. So Tomball is Tomball, right? That's not Houston. You consider Tomball part of Houston?
It's the metropolitan area, yes.
Okay. So he's from would you say the greater Houston area?
Yes.
Okay, that's an accurate way to describe him. Okay. He's being linked to two different teams. Well, three different teams technically. His current team, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Houston Rockets, and the Miami Heat. He's long been a target for the Miami Heat and the Houston Rockets. You want to elaborate a little bit on, if you're him, number one, what is the better basketball fit right now? Number two, maybe the lifestyle fit. Is there a difference between those two?
It depends on what he wants in his life. Better basketball fit, I'd easily say Philly. You lost by a shot. You went 7 games to the eventual NBA champion when you lost by a shot.
On their home court.
So
on the road.
So, I mean, looking back, you got to look at that as some kind of value.
I do.
You got to look at that as some kind of value because literally at 5:15 today, that championship team is going to be dissolved. So you staying with your team could actually equal you becoming the best team in the NBA at 5:31.
One piece that you didn't mention there is the 76ers acquired Tobias Harris, small forward, formerly where was he before?
He was on the Clippers.
Yeah, he was with the Clippers.
Yeah.
So he's a free agent as well. So they have 2 max guys. They can only re-sign one of them. They're going to lose a big piece of that team.
Go back. Tobias is max?
Tobias is going to get a max deal.
From who?
Uh,
A near max deal from either. They already said it. Philadelphia said on record that they want to re-sign him at a max level contract. So if this happens after 5:31 today, don't text me about it.
I won't.
We will not discuss
We'll
it.
talk at 5:25
Okay.
about Jimmy Butler staying at Philly because it's a great fit. They'll win a championship. Tobias can easily switch to 4. He's a swing. He's
But
a
you can't
hard.
sign both of them. You don't have enough money to re-sign
You
both
gotta
of those
remember,
guys.
Ben Simmons is on a rookie deal. Ben's
For
on a
one more
rookie
year,
deal.
and then after
Joel
this, they have to
Embiid-
re-sign him.
Hold on, wait a minute. We talking about next year.
Okay.
We're just trying to win a championship. We can win a championship next year. Joel Embiid, I think, is on his rookie deal as well.
For one more year.
Yeah, so both of those guys are still rookies. You can afford 2 max. If you want to max it, you can afford 2 max.
So you're saying it's a better move if you're going to lose both Embiid and Simmons next summer to sign Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler this summer.
Realistically, yeah.
In today's NBA, I actually tend to agree with you.
Because realistically,
I don't like Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons hadn't done what I wanted him to do. If I'm Philly, I'm looking at this like Ben Simmons has not done what I wanted. He's a good ball player. He's an excellent point guard. He's really changing the game. I think he's a heck of a player.
He's got to learn how to shoot the
Has
ball.
he done what I wanted him to do in Philly? No.
What do you want him to do?
I want him to go for 25 a game. I want him to
He can't
develop
shoot.
3-point.
He can't shoot.
I'm just telling you what I want.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. But okay, I hear you.
And Joel Embiid, I mean, he's serviceable. He's 20 and 10 a game, 25 and 10 a game, maybe
When he's healthy,
12.
you can't stay healthy.
Well, that's another issue. So again, if I'm winning a championship next year, I can afford to give Jimmy 2. I can afford to give Tobias 2, and roll the dice on how well. If Ben comes and blossoms and he's averaging 25 and 8 a game with 8 more rebounds, I'm gonna go ahead and give him max.
You're talking about a lot of things happening here. That's a lot of things.
But
that have to
again,
happen.
it's today is June 30th. The NBA finals ain't until June next year, so we don't really know anyway. We
I
can
hear you.
just do the best we can for the upcoming year. Remember, the whole league is going to change. The whole league changes.
Especially with Klay Thompson and Durant
Klay,
being out next
so-
year, the NBA is completely wide open.
You got 2 monsters right now who cannot play basketball next year.
Yeah.
2 monsters. I mean, both monsters are on the same team, so they can't play next year anyway.
You gotta, yes, I think you're right. I think basketball-wise, I think the Rockets are behind Philly if Philly can find a way to bring that team back next year. JJ Redick is also a free agent, so you also have to re-sign him. And Redick was a big part of last year's team, both in the locker room and on the court. So you got 3 guys that you got to bring back. If they can bring that whole team back, I don't disagree with you.
Again,
but they have to bring that whole team
I'm
back.
not a J.J. Redick fan because I'm a Maryland fan, and J.J. Redick used to give Maryland problems. So if we can forget J.J. Redick, we can afford to sign. They can afford to sign Jimmy and Tobias, and keep Ben and Joel Embiid. Maybe get a good role player. Maybe get some boards, some strong defense.
You need guys like they got last year with James Ennis when they traded for the Rock. They need role players like that to come in and play significant time.
Give you some good minutes. That's what you need. And a few good bench players, you're good.
So I'm going to give you 6 names, and all I need you to say is what team they're going to be on next year.
Sounds good.
Kawhi Leonard.
Clippers.
Don't say anything, Michael. Don't say anything, Michael. Okay. He goes to the Clippers. D'Angelo Russell.
Lakers.
You think that's a done deal? You think that's a smart move by them?
Smart move for everybody involved.
They have room for 1 max guy or maybe 2 or 3 really solid role guys. You go all in on D'Angelo Russell. It's going to be hard filling out the rest of that roster.
You don't have to go in. You don't have to go all in on D'Angelo Russell.
He's going to get a max deal.
A little less than max.
The Lakers.
Why not give him less than max? You have something to offer no one else does. You have LeBron and you have AD.
Okay, but let me ask you this. What's more attractive then? A less than max deal in California or going to the Dallas Mavericks on a full max deal, no state income tax?
Now, the problem with the Mavericks are they're developing their team around their young boy who just won Rookie of the Year, who they are actually aggressively developing a team around.
Kristaps Porzingis, re-signing Josh Powell, Doncic, and D'Angelo Russell wouldn't be a nice team.
D'Angelo don't fit.
How does he not fit?
Because Doncic need that ball. D'Angelo need that ball. Ain't but one ball in that court, and both of them boys need that ball.
And Anthony Davis and LeBron James don't need the ball.
They feed off each other. LeBron never needs the ball. Let's be real. LeBron don't ever need the ball. We give him the ball because he's the best. LeBron is extremely talented. He can do whatever he wants.
Hey, he was doing really well last year when they were 11 games out of the 8th spot.
AD does not need the ball.
Yeah, he was doing really good going to the postseason twice in 7 years in New Orleans.
So again,
Solid.
It's a good fit. I see D'Angelo in Los Angeles, Lakers.
See, I think okay, but if you're the Lakers, would you rather have him on a max deal or Patrick Beverley on a 2-year, $30 million deal?
D'Angelo Russell.
What if you got him and you got Danny Green? Danny Green, small forward from the Toronto Raptors, has been linked to the Lakers.
Danny Green gives you minutes every now and then.
He played pretty solid minutes for the NBA champion Toronto Raptors.
Again, how long? Yes, he did. But also, where was he before? Like, how...
Played solid minutes in San Antonio?
No, not that. Well, before the championship. Did you see the conference final? He didn't do... His minutes weren't... yes, he had good minutes in the finals. But before that, he's not going to give you but 10 and 12. You don't pay that much money for 10 and 12 minutes.
He had a bad series. Alex, can you hand me the Donald Trump bottle opener?
This is weird. Why do you have a Donald Trump? It's backwards. You don't even know how to use it.
Look, I really want you to drink Coors Light. Okay, it's a great beer. It's a wonderful beer. It is brewed at the top of the Rocky Mountain. Okay, great mountain. It's a wonderful mountain. Okay, at the heart of this great country. Okay, great country. Thank you. That was a good impersonation, wasn't it?
It's pretty good.
Once again, live here, Beer Sports Whatever, with good dear friend of the show, Davin Meggett, episode 49 of BSW. Okay, so Chris Middleton, small forward from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Stays in Milwaukee.
Who, as of this morning, was offered a max $191 million deal from the Milwaukee Bucks. Good idea or a bad idea for Chris Middleton?
Take it. You got the MVP in your back pocket. You earning money. What else?
MVP of the league out in how many games? 6 to Toronto? Conference finals? Okay.
Wait. Is he the youngest to win it? He's third youngest to win it?
Nope. Did he? The Hall of Records does not reflect that.
Greek freak? In your back pocket?
Yeah, he's good.
And you got good money. Okay.
Okay, so they're going to lose Malcolm Brogdon. That's going to be a major loss for them, is losing Malcolm Brogdon in Milwaukee. And if they lose, Nikola Mirotic is going to Barcelona. And if they lose Brook Lopez,
they'll lose Brook Lopez.
Okay, so the team that got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year is losing 3 of their key role guys.
Yes.
To re-sign Chris Middleton. I like Chris Middleton, Gigamax, but those are 3 major losses for the Milwaukee Bucks.
So here's my next question.
Okay.
You ever been to Milwaukee?
No.
All right. So
No
I'm gonna
reason.
tell you about. I ain't never been to Milwaukee. I've been to Green Bay.
Okay.
And Green Bay is any inclination of what up there looks like. Ain't nobody going to work up there. Ain't nobody going to go play basketball up there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So who else? So you lose Chris Middleton. Just say it. Just say you lose him. Right?
Well, you gotta
Who are
resign
you going to replace?
Well, you gotta resign him.
Where are you going to go get? Where are you going to get talent at this point? Where? From who? You're not getting Clay. You're not getting D'Angelo Russell. You're not getting James Harden. You're not getting Jimmy Butler. So, like, realistically, you sitting here trying to make a scenario of, all right, you losing 3 guys. You're going to lose those guys anyway. If you don't draft them and develop,
So
you won't
long
have a chance
term,
anyway.
So am I hearing what you're saying is long term, Giannis is gone?
No, can't. It won't be.
So why would he be a part of an organization that can't attract talent?
Because
Unless it's via trade.
Because
or draft.
One thing about being young and going to a brand new city is when that city embraces you, when that city gives you life, when that city embraces who you are and promotes you, it's very, very, very difficult to turn your back on them. Because Giannis is going to get supermax money. They're going to develop a team around him. You got to think long term. They're going to give him whatever draft pick he needs. They're going to try to get another superstar free agent at some point. This summer may not be the summer, but next summer, they got all next summer. And half of these guys on this list will still be here next summer.
So you're saying that you have a place that no one wants to go to, but an organization that's willing to do whatever it takes.
Eventually, yeah.
But you say, okay, so, but we've seen it time and time again in the NBA, guys who bail on the cities that drafted them for better situations. Anthony Davis did it in New Orleans.
Well, because at that, you got to remember, at that point, he's done what he could do for that city.
Playoffs twice in 7 years.
He's done.
He's won one playoff series in 7 years.
He's done. He's been the best player on that team. He's the best player in the organization for how long?
And he quit on his team last year.
He's been.
That is one of the most selfish things I've seen in professional sports. What Anthony Davis did last year on that team.
We say he quit.
He quit.
We don't know.
How do you say that he didn't quit? He literally came out and said, "I want to be gone." They put him on a minutes restriction, and then he stopped playing basketball. So he quit on his team last year. It was right before our eyes.
So if you went to work and if you were a product, that's not your job, and for some reason you demanded, and you said, "Hey, listen, I don't feel comfortable being here. I'm not getting no work done. Y'all not working for me. I'm not working for you. We're gonna cut ties right now." And they refuse to cut ties with you. What do? You gonna sit there and just be a slave? You are nobody's slave.
No, absolutely not. But that's a completely different situation.
How it's your job. It's his job
to show up.
Yeah, and he.
Oh, but come on, he was not in. I hear what you're saying. I just don't agree with it because he's playing basketball. He asked for a trade. If they don't give him the trade,
well, then
go play
what
basketball. Do what?
What do you want him to do? If he
play basketball, you're signed to a max deal to play basketball.
But he is not your slave. If he chooses not to play basketball, that's on him.
But as a fan, if I'm a fan, that's a terrible look.
Okay.
That's a terrible look.
Good. You can keep looking at it terribly.
And you know what? He's going to go to LA, and they're still ain't going to do shit. They ain't going to do anything in LA.
Oh my goodness.
You think they're going to do something?
I think they have a chance.
To do what?
We literally just we talked about this whole league changing. There's nowhere else in the NBA do they have 3 superstars. Nowhere. Matter of fact, no one's close.
But who do they have in the rest of the roster? They have Anthony Davis, LeBron James,
they got me and Alex in the rest of the roster. Realistically, me and Alex go sit there. I'll pass the ball to LeBron.
You want to go sign? I would sign a max deal to go, or a minimum deal.
I'd sign a minimum exception.
So I have the most talented big man in the league. I got one of the best players of basketball. And then I'm going to get an athletic, scoring, defensive point guard.
Who?
Alex, you want to go play in the Lakers?
Let's go.
I do.
They still got to get him, though. They haven't gotten that guy yet. So they have to get him in order to make that happen. Everything that you're saying right now, they have to actually make it happen. All I'm saying is that you saw a guy in LeBron James last year with the Lakers that got hurt and couldn't get the job done when he came back with the roster that he had. So then you gut the roster, and now you go get AD, playoffs twice, 7 years. LeBron, another year older, and you have nothing on the rest of the roster.
Yeah.
Prove it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it better happen before 5:31 if you want to talk to me about it, unless we're going to have to wait.
LeBron took the 2009 Cavaliers to the NBA Finals. Never forget. Never forget.
Hey, I mean, he's an all-time great. He's the second greatest player to ever play the game of basketball.
You take
Michael Jordan.
Igauskas, and you replace him with AD. Come on. Let's not.
He also had some other Larry Hughes on that team.
Let's not disrespect the king, please.
I'm not disrespecting the king.
We don't have to do this here.
We don't have to do anything here, but I'm going to tell you right now, he went to LA for non-basketball reasons because he wants to make Space Jam 2, he wants to make movies with Melissa McCarthy, and he wants to do all these different things. That's great.
That's great. I support that.
100%. I'm about that man getting his bag, but don't sit here and tell me he went to the Lakers for basketball reasons. Don't sit here and tell me he went there for basketball.
I don't think he did. I think he went there for personal.
Absolutely.
Raised his family out there. His son can go to school out there. His wife can continue working.
No problem at all.
There's tons of opportunity for him. I mean, he's looking at this outside of basketball.
You're 100% right.
At this point, LeBron has done for basketball what anybody can say he's done. He's done.
He's done it. He's absolutely done it. I'm with you 100%.
So at this point, he's just playing because it's pickup. He's getting paid for pickup at this point.
I hear you.
It's paid pickup.
Okay, so Kawhi Leonard you have going to the Clippers. Yeah. D'Angelo Russell you have going to the Lakers.
Absolutely. Chris Middleton stays in Milwaukee.
Okay. Brook Lopez, big man from Milwaukee.
Philly.
Okay, so why would they sign him if they have Embiid? That makes no sense. And if you sign Tobias Harris and re-sign Jimmy Butler, where are you going to put Brook Lopez?
Now you have the missing piece for a championship.
How is he the missing piece? To be your guy, you're going to pay him all that money to come off the bench?
No, he wouldn't come off the bench. You'd go 4-5 with You'd actually go 4-5 with Joel and Brook. Different sets you go 4, different sets you go 5. Either way, you're going to have a mismatch somewhere.
Okay, so
you have strong defense, and you have a long perimeter. They have the pieces. Philly now has the pieces.
Okay, so you're going to put Philly. So on your sheet, you may as well cross that out as incorrect because there ain't no way you're going Philly, but we'll write it down for the show.
Probably not.
Kemba Walker.
Boston.
That's pretty much a done deal.
Hands down.
So are you for... So yesterday, a lot of this stuff starts coming out over Twitter, like, guys, you're not supposed to be talking to these teams before free agency opens, but all of a sudden we have agreements already happening before this happens. I hate that. Klay Thompson, he's going to the Warriors.
He's staying.
He thinks he ain't staying.
He ain't playing basketball next year. That's the problem. Realistically, young man ain't playing basketball next year. That makes a difference because you sign a 4-year deal, you're only going to get 3, maybe.
I'm just saying though, if Warriors come out and offer him the max,
if they offer him the max,
which I think they will, I think
he's getting the max. They've already said they're getting the max.
501 today. 501 today. He's gonna get the max.
He'll stay.
Yeah.
He'll stay.
Okay. So we have Brook Lopez going to Philly. Okay.
I mean,
where do you think Brook Lopez is gonna go?
Where else can he go?
Who?
Brook Lopez? Yeah.
He could go a lot of different places.
Right.
I could see him going to the Clippers.
Maybe.
I think the Clippers would actually be a really good fit for him, who's got money to spend. That's the other thing that people got to realize is it starts at the top with Kawhi and Kevin Durant, and then everything else is going to fall into place. The Lakers need a point guard. So the Lakers look at it and they say, okay, if we don't get Kawhi and we don't get Durant, who's the best point guard available? If they go to D'Angelo Russell and they say that they have interest and they sign D'Angelo Russell, so everybody else starts to get more desperate. So then you look at the Clippers and they say, okay, we missed out on D'Angelo Russell. Bev's not coming back. We still need a point guard. Is Durant or Kawhi going there? If not, they just go down their list with who else is going to be available. So yeah, I could see him going there. I could see him going to Dallas. Dallas has a lot of money to spend. They may want a big guy to put next to Porzingis. You look at a guy like Julius Randle, power forward, formerly of the Lakers and of the Pelicans. He's going to get that bag. He wants the most money available. Would you sign him to put next to Porzingis, or does he go to a place like the New York Knicks, who need everybody at every position. So they're going to say, okay, so can we get Julius Randle? So what if the Knicks say we miss out on Durant, we miss out on Kawhi? Let's go get Julius Randle and D'Angelo Russell, and put those guys next to R.J. Barrett, who they drafted out of Duke. This is all I don't see Brook Lopez leaving that kind of money on the table to go to Philly. Philly can't pay all these guys.
Philly's not paying anybody. You forget they have not paid anybody.
But they also have to look at long term.
Remember, yes, the NBA has a salary cap, but most of that salary cap is money they have to spend. Realistically, their cap is basically overcompensated. They have money they have to spend. Granted, some places like LA, they're in trouble because they got a lot of money tied up in two people. But
majority of their salary cap.
Philly has, like, theoretically, I'm being as 100 with you as possible. Philly has not spent any money. They spend money on Jimmy Butler, who's actually their third option.
You think he's the third option? Behind who? Embiid? And who's the other one?
So Ben
is not an option ahead of Jimmy Butler.
You got to count Ben as the second option, and I'm gonna tell you why.
For a guy who can't shoot.
Yeah, you got to, which is a problem.
Jimmy Butler's the second option on that team. Easy.
He's not the first option, and he's getting paid the most.
But that's what I'm saying. Long term, you have to look at.
Long term,
you can't afford 4 max contracts.
You can't. You're not keeping. If you keep both Ben and Joel, and they don't win a championship, now if they win a championship,
it's all worth it.
Yeah, if you win a championship, now you got to restructure. You got to restructure the whole roster because you got to keep the two boys together, and maybe at that point Jimmy goes somewhere else.
Okay, we talked way too much Philadelphia 76ers basketball on this show today, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I want to switch gears a little bit. We got about.
You can switch gears with me anytime.
Okay, first of all, I'm calling HR. The Beer Sports Whatever podcast. Whoever the HR department is, I'm calling them LeVar. I want to talk a little NFL because having you on the show, who used to play in the NFL, you played at a very high level in Maryland. I want to get a little bit of insight into the month of June and July in the NFL for what is going on in the majority of these locker rooms.
So basically, right now, those guys are just trying to get healthy. Guys who are not healthy trying to get healthy. Guys who are healthy trying to stay healthy. You're trying to get your body in shape, get your mind right, and get ready for training camp. Once you get to training camp, basically training camp is nothing more than just kind of putting pieces together to put your best 11 against the next best 11 you got.
Are majority of the guys here in town,
no.
Or is it rookies will probably be here to get acquainted with?
So rookies have been here. Rookies are probably gone now.
Okay.
So what happens is it all starts with OTAs. OTAs, everybody gets here. They start working out together, throwing the ball around. Linemen start doing workouts together, and that lasts 10 days. After that, they go into a different section of OTA. So now the coaches are out there. Now workouts are more football oriented. Then you get into rookie minicamp. Now the rookies are here, rookie minicamp, rookie tryout. Once the rookies are done, then there's actual minicamp. After minicamp ends like 2 weeks ago. So after minicamp, all the teams are done working out. The summer's done. They don't come back until training camp, which is in about 2 to 3 weeks. Within these 2 and 3 weeks, guys will go back to their homes, go back with their families. Guys will go do some traveling. Guys will go down Florida, Arizona, California to get some extra work in. Guys was like, the off season is kind of starting to bread. Bodies starting to get comfortable. Bodies starting to get prepared for the season.
So, bringing it back, Texans still don't have a general manager. Have you followed the situation with the Texans closely or no?
Kind of backdoored. They tried to backdoor into a new GM, and that didn't work out so well. So.
Are they in trouble for the year?
Probably not.
So basically, at this point in the year, the GM has done the majority of the job.
Does a GM win football games?
No, but so you're saying not having the GM is not the biggest deal in the world?
Not right now.
Okay.
I mean, the GM's job, most of the GM's job has been done. And actually,
draft.
You know who the
agency,
Patriots
like
GM is? You know who the Patriots GM is?
A combination of Belichick and
no, it's Bill Belichick.
Nick Casario.
No, it's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick picks those guys who he wants. So realistically, this is how it used to be 20 years ago when my dad played. The coaches were the GMs. Like the coaches picked the guys they wanted to play. The coaches developed them. Like Bill Parcells was a big component of that.
Yeah, we saw that. The Kings possibly trying to trade for Clint Capella. Breaking news here on the
Clipper podcast. Well, that makes sense.
I would take Willie Cauley-Stein from the Kings.
No.
But it's your GM basically does personnel decisions, and if you have a coach can do the personnel decisions.
So, now that we've answered that, the Baltimore Ravens trying to bring it back to your roots.
I don't like Baltimore at all. Well, actually, the Ravens are a wonderful organization. So
The Ravens, yeah. Yeah, the Ravens.
The city of Baltimore, I'm not a fan of.
Okay, so but the Baltimore Ravens, there was a report put out this week that they're looking for a pass rusher. So if you're the Houston Texans, you get a call from the Baltimore Ravens front office, and they say we want to offer you in the 2020 draft, next year's draft, their second and their third round pick for Jadeveon Clowney.
I would do a first and third. I wouldn't do second and third. I want a first rounder.
You want a first rounder for him?
No. It depends because I don't know where Baltimore will finish. I don't know where we'll finish. And the last thing I need is too late first round picks.
That's 50-50 for me. I don't know if I would do that. But I think
You
about
don't
it.
want to spend the money on two 21-year-old kids who may or may not pan out. So
I still don't.
That's a lot of money. That's between two late first round picks. You're going to spend what, $20 million on two kids
On two kids, but you're also betting.
and a salary cap that you don't have that much money.
Depends on the position, though.
Yeah, you want to need a DN. You want to need a D. You want so if
TJ
you
Watt,
want,
who's one of the best.
if you want a DN, you need to go first 15. If you're not in that first 15, you're not getting top 2 or 3 DNs.
So why is Clowney not signed yet?
Because they're trying to give him. I don't know this, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to give him maybe 8 or 9 a year.
See, the number that's being reported is that they're in the guaranteed, because that's all that matters at this point, right? Is whatever the guarantees
That'll
are.
be the big collective bargaining agreement next year.
They're about $20 million apart. They think, per 610, some of the talk shows that I listen to, that per John McClain of the Houston Chronicle, the Texans are in the guaranteed $50 million range over a 5-year deal, and he wants somewhere between 80 and 100.
Yeah, he tripping.
I mean, I don't think he's worth 80. Trust me, I don't think he's worth 80, but I think he's worth north of 50, especially with the deals that. Now, the last time you were on the show, we
You
talked.
said he was north of 50?
I think he's worth north of 50 guaranteed on a 5-year deal.
Clowney?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is there a camera?
The camera's right there.
Where's Ashton Kutcher? Y'all playing with me? This one?
If Ashton Kutcher was here, that means Mila Kunis would be here, which would be a huge gift for the show. You don't think he's worth more than that?
No. I mean, and the worst part is I respect Clowney as a player.
Who's better, him or DeMarcus Lawrence?
Come on, this one's.
Are they in the same neighborhood?
No.
They live on the same street?
They may be in the same cul-de-sac. No, they may be in the same, development, but, DeMarcus Lawrence is towards the back where the big houses are.
Okay. He's
Clowney
on the
is-
front, the older development.
Clowney's on the other side of that street you got to turn in to get to the neighborhood. He's on that other side. They're in, the same zip code.
So would you trade him now, or would you wait until you get one more year out of him and then you deal him? Because you know without a new contract, he ain't showing up at training camp, right?
What you need him in training camp for?
You don't need him, but it's a distraction.
Here's why. If they can't come to terms, you just don't negotiate. If I'm the Texans, this is what I'm thinking. If I don't sign them, the only thing I lose is half a side. That means that I can actually keep Whitney Merciless. I can put him on another 4-year deal. I can give him another $35 million. And I'm gonna get that.
They don't know what to use him though.
Why don't we use him? We have Clowney. So if I can deal Clowney under $50 million, if I can deal him under, I think I'm pretty good.
On a 5-year deal, would you give him a 5-year deal?
4.
So what are you thinking, 4 at 80 with 48 guaranteed?
Never. I would do 4. I do 465. I do 465, 40 guaranteed.
He'll never do that.
Well, then he ain't playing for me.
You want to be the new GM?
Nope. So here's why I feel comfortable with that. Because if I can't get him for that money, I know he's going to play his tail off this upcoming year. Because all he has is numbers to help him get another deal from someone else. Because if he doesn't go for 10, 11, 12 sacks this year, he's not getting money from nobody.
That's what I'm saying. That's why if Baltimore called with the second and third, I wouldn't be happy about it. I would do it though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. I mean,
that would be a good get. If you're the Texans and Alex, you're a fan. You're an avid fan. You're wearing a Deshaun Watson
wearing
shirt.
all Texans gear right now.
If you were the GM and they called and said second and a third right now before the season started, would you do it?
Probably not.
it's hard.
Yeah.
So
before the year, like right now, this is the tough time here because
Yeah.
the second and a third pick won't benefit the roster until next season. They won't do it this year.
And you lose.
You basically
your
punt on
edge
the
rusher.
year.
Yeah, you lose your edge rusher. So if you can't sign him, you just let him play. If he gets 12 sacks for us, we did good. Thank you, Davian.
You get 1
Good
year.
luck, son. Go get some money.
You get 1 year. You get 1 more year out of him, and then you deal him.
Not to mention, if he does good, like pull the whole Joe Flacco deal, right? Remember the whole Joe Flacco deal? Mm-hmm. Joe Flacco, he wanted a contract. He wanted a contract, and Baltimore said, "You're not worth it."
And then he balled out and he won
And
a
then
Super
he
Bowl.
balled out, won a Super Bowl. Then they had to resign him. They had to. He
I hear you.
handcuffed him.
I hear you.
And I wouldn't be mad at that. Then I'd give him $80 million. I'd give him $95 million. You do that?
Yeah. So I want to spend a second talking about what you do now.
Yeah.
You shared an article on the Facebook earlier this week that I thought was very interesting. I wanted to get your perspective on. There's a couple articles I've seen about more teachers are leaving the classroom in today's environment. It seems like it's becoming more of an issue than it has been in years past. And when I say years past, it seems like ever. Do you have a certain perspective on what that reasoning could be?
I mean, it all comes down to your money, your value.
Mm-hmm.
These people aren't getting paid enough for their work. Like if you just think about it logically, right? Say I'm a terrible teacher. I'm an awful teacher. I can't teach nobody nothing. If I was a babysitter and I charged you $10 an hour and you give me 30 kids, 30 times 10 times 8, give me an hour lunch break, times 7 is how much money a day?
$2,100
A day.
Yep.
Cut the year in half, then multiply that. So a school year is 90. A school year is 180. Cut it down to 90. You can just pay me half. Mm-hmm. Multiply that 90 times 2,100. How much you'll make?
It's a lot of money.
Right? But again, that's what you pay a bad babysitter who does absolutely nothing for your kids. That's what you pay for a bad. Remember that. That's what you pay for a bad babysitter half the time, and you gave them an hour lunch. So, we're trained professionals. We're trained in the art of instructing and facilitating knowledge. And we get paid not even close. Like babysitters get paid more than we do.
So, anytime, the conversations that I've had with you, you obviously are very passionate about what you do.
Yes.
You care about the kids. You care about the coaching. What do you coach?
I coach football and track.
Okay. When you go into a school, because people can talk about this until we're blue in the face on Twitter and Facebook and things like that, but the benefit of having you sitting right here, I can ask you face to face. Do you feel safe going into school every day?
My campus, yeah. Other people's campus, I can't say the same. I mean, other schools, probably not.
What has changed? Because every time I think about it, like I think back to when I was going to school, I never ever thought about active shooters in schools and active. Is it simply just the
world,
evolution of social media?
The world is smaller. Think about this. When you were in middle school.
Smaller in what manner?
When you were in middle school,
mm-hmm.
I don't know how long, it must have been 2003, 2004, 2002?
I graduated high school in 2009.
Okay, so you was a year after me,
yep.
Right? So when you were in middle school, how did you find out what was going on in Colorado? You didn't. You didn't know what was going on in middle school in Colorado. How did you find out what was going on in California? How did you know what was going on in Washington, D.C.? You didn't.
Yeah. Unless you watch TV.
If it was a national story, maybe.
TV. Yeah.
Maybe. If it wasn't a national story, you never heard anything about it. Now, I can open up my phone and I can just click on somebody random. They could live in Arkansas. Now I have an update on everything that's happening in their community.
Makes sense.
The world, I can outreach the world. I have more information coming to me versus what used to be.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, you didn't think about that because nobody said nothing about it.
Well, I mean, you're rushing home from school and you want to get on MySpace and you want to talk to your friends that you just saw, or, AIM and all that stuff. It just makes me sad, man, because it's like good people like you teaching our kids is more of what we need in our society, but it feels like we're getting less of it because we don't put the emphasis on maintaining that level of people that take care of the kids. You know what I mean?
But again, the world is smaller. Yeah. So, again, I could maybe look up what a teacher's life is like in Illinois, and I could say, oh, I get paid $10,000 more than they do. Mm-hmm. Life is good. But now that I'm listening to their circumstances, now that I have access to different stories, like Oklahoma had a huge teacher out. They had a huge walkout, right?
Denver too, right?
Denver, California. It spread.
Yeah.
It spread so bad that the state of Texas had to pass a bill to get teachers more money. Mm-hmm. So yes, social media is a weapon of its own. It's a complete weapon. Some people know how to use it, some people don't. The reality is it's making our world a lot smaller.
Yep.
It's bringing us closer together, and it's up to us to navigate and adjust and modify what we do to accompany that transition.
Scary. It's a scary time, man. I mean, it's a scary time that we live in. And so there's only 3 minutes left in the show. I wish we had more time to dive more into it. That just means you're going to have to come back.
Always come back.
Well, you know what? You're a beautiful human being for that. Real quick, Mazel Tov of the week.
Mazel Tov.
Do you have a quick shout out that you want to give to somebody who did something great on,
this week?
Yeah, this week.
She's going to kill me. My girlfriend, she painted her house this week.
Yeah.
Mazel! What's her name?
Her name is Morgan Green.
Morgan Green. Mazel Tov to you for painting your house.
And she told me not to mention her today. So.
Morgan Green, I am now mentioning you for a second time. It is all Davin's fault. Mazel Tov of the week goes to Daryl Morey because he's going to pull off a Jimmy Butler trade, and I'm very excited.
I don't think he will.
Okay, well, no one asked you. I'm saying that's my Mazel Tov of the week, so you cannot intercede on the Mazel Tov of the week.
James Harden and Jimmy Butler literally are the exact same player. Just one shoots better. Okay. You're going to get two of them. You get no rebounds, no defense.
Typically,
literally, you get
the
no
Mazel
rebounds.
Tov of the week gets stated. There is no rebuttal to the Mazel Tov of the week.
Yeah, but you just made a terrible Mazel Tov. You waited till the whole show not to mention that.
Listen, I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna record you saying that's a terrible Mazel Tov. That's gonna be one of the sound bites that I use on a weekly basis.
Terrible.
Okay, so quick couple of announcements before we wrap up the show. Today is the 49th show of Beer Sports Whatever, which means that next week is big old number 50. Turns 50 years old.
50 weeks.
In dog years, we would be 350 next week.
No, 350 weeks. 50 weeks. You're not 50 years. You've been doing it 50 years. You're not even 50 years. It's okay. I'm here to help. What else do you need?
Okay, so yeah, you're right. Actually, that is right. 50th show next week. Confirmed today is going to be at Heights Beer Garden. We'll send out all the information later today for anybody that would like to come out next week. I think we're going to do it around 1 o'clock, but we will decide that later this week. We'll send out all the details. I hope you guys get to make it out. It's going to be a party, man.
It's going to be Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday. It's going to be next Sunday, a week from today.
I thought it was going to be Saturday. What are we doing Saturday? Didn't you just say something?
No, we didn't do it Saturday. It needs to be Sunday because I don't come back into town until Sunday. I'll be in Austin next week.
So it's Sunday. I thought you were telling me it was Saturday.
I thought it was Saturday.
It's next Sunday. Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, I guess I was wrong.
It is next Sunday. With 45 seconds left in the show. Please come out. It's going to be a party. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to give away Astros tickets. We're going to give away signed pictures of myself. We are going to have.
Who was that?
Are you
You
kidding?
got 10 seconds left. Continue. I'll yell at
$5 a piece. All money goes towards the beer tab that we are going to have at Houston Beer Gardens. I will have those signed pictures of myself. You want one? I'll get you and Morgan one.
We don't want one.
Two for 12.
I don't want any of them.
Okay, well, that's rude. Okay, this has been episode number 49, Beer Sports, whatever. Davin, thank you for being here. 1, 2, 3, done, son. Goodbye. Go Rockets, forever and ever, and ever.
Not Jimmy Butler.
Nah, no one talking to you. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.